Hey, Lucy. Max. All right, Max. See y'all in a little bit. See ya. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back. My name is Daniel, and you're watching Triple R Farms. It is January the 1st, New Year's Day, and today is the day that we're gonna go over to Granny's. I've grabbed my cameras. We're gonna go over there, and we're gonna do the interview with Granny, and I'm just gonna let her talk, and I'm just gonna let her tell her story. So that's what this video is gonna be. I'm on the way over there right now. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Hope y'all enjoyed your holidays, and I hope everybody's having a great New Year's Day. So I'm just gonna sit back, turn the cameras on, and let her do all the talking. And then I've got 10 questions at the end, 10 rapid fire questions I'm gonna ask her, and that's how we'll end the interview. So everybody sit back, grab you some popcorn, and let's get this video started. Hey, Granny.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right. Happy New Year. I thought we would do that interview today.
Oh, my heavens.
You ready?
No. Not really.
Let's get it going. So, all right, Granny. I think what I'm going to let you do is just kind of tell everybody where you came from, how you got to Alabama, and kind of how you got started in agriculture. And I'm just going to let the cameras roll. And then we're going to do 10 questions at the end. Rapid fire, random questions. And then we're going to end the interview. Let's just set the cameras up and let you start talking. All right. So tell us your story.
Well, I was born in 1932 in Abingdon, Virginia, the little community of Bethel, on a farm. Lived there. Grew up, and at 16, I moved to Alabama with my maternal grandparents because they needed help. They had moved to Alabama in 1935 and bought a farm here. And I came and stayed with them and helped them. Graduated from high school in Hayneville. Then I went on to Montgomery and went to college. And in 1951, I got married.
Mm-hmm.
And
at what age?
Well, how old would I have been?
Yeah,
I've been 19.
19.
And Pat, he was a senior at Auburn, going into his senior year. So we moved to Auburn, and I worked at the Ag Engineering Department.
Mm-hmm.
Then when he graduated in 1952, we moved back to the farm and built a house, and we had 4 daughters.
4 daughters.
4 daughters. Of course, Pat loved football, and he wanted a boy, but we wound up with 4 girls.
Mm-hmm.
But he taught them everything that boys should know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then in about 1962, my friend, who was director of the ASCS office in the county, came to my house and asked me if I would consider coming to work for him for 2 weeks or maybe a month, because they had a new farm program coming out and he needed help. And so I told him I would be glad to. My girls were in school, and I went to work at the ASCS office in Hayneville, in Lowndes County, Alabama. And my 2 weeks to a month lasted for 37 years. was director for 26 of those 37 years. The state of Alabama did not hire women as county directors.
Hello.
Hey.
Can you, you ready?
Yeah. Tell them you had a neighbor that came over. We had a little break in filming. We had her 94-year-old neighbor was coming over to chit chat. So anyway, pick back up where you were. I don't know where you were, but
I don't know where I was either. I think I was saying that Alabama did not have any women directors.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an all-male state.
Mm-hmm.
And they were informed by Washington they needed to hire some people, some women in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been acting CED for 2 years after our director retired, and they had not hired anyone. So the state committee called and asked me would I consider taking the job as director of the county. And of course I was delighted. I said yes. And that lasted 26 years.
And you were the first?
I was the first woman hired in Alabama. We had another lady in Butler County that was hired after that.
That's for the ASCS.
To the as directors, county directors of the Farm Service Agency now. It was called ASCS then. And I went to my working before I became director was mainly with cotton. We had large landowners that had a lot of tenants, and each tenant would have an acre or two of cotton. And back then they had allotments, so we had to measure all those farms.
Mm-hmm.
And so as they would come into the tenants would come into the office, or I'd go out to check them, they gave me the name of the cotton lady. And I don't think they ever knew my real name. They just called me the cotton lady.
Uh-huh. Now, and you worked there for 26 years.
I worked there for 37 years.
Oh, 37.
But 26 as the director of the office.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to being director, I worked mainly with cotton. But I knew all the programs. I did personnel. I did everything. I was of the type, I wanted to know everything that was going on in there. And I will have to say that in all the years that I worked there, we never had a bad audit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything worked out fine. And I did all the work. I've pulled the chain measuring cotton. I've crawled in grain bins and measured wheat and corn, and even have flown in airplanes to take photographs of the county to do the measuring of the crops.
Getting aerial footage.
Yeah, to do aerial photography.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, managing the office, we had about 6 employees at one time, but as the times went down, they took our employees away. Also, after I was made director of the county, they assigned me as a training county. And I trained the young men that came to go into the county director's study.
Mm-hmm.
One of my boys even became, in later years, became director, was state director of the ASCS, Alabama State Director. And I enjoyed working with the farmers.
Of course, my granddaddy would come in there.
Yes.
With my dad.
Your granddaddy, your daddy. And then after my daughter married your daddy, It was bad on y'all because of the connection. You were always checked every year, audited, to be sure that there wasn't any partiality shown. But your granddaddy, he was a character. I was crazy about him. But he always kept every record. He knew everything about his business in a little pad that he kept in his back pocket. But he knew everything about farming. And your daddy, he was a good farmer too. And your mother and I, your grandmother and I, graduated from high school together. And your daddy and his brother, twin brother, and my daughters were in school together.
A lot of people don't know that Dad has a twin brother, and they look.
He's a doctor in Enterprise.
Look identical.
No, he's retired now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's retired, but they look identical, exactly alike.
That's right.
Okay, so we've done so you're getting toward the end of working at the ASCS office. You retired from there.
Yes.
In what year?
I retired in 1996. I did not want to retire. I wanted to work 40 years. But they combined Lowndes County with another county, and I would have had to compete for the job. And the other county, Dallas, the boy there, I had trained. His mom and daddy were my best friends. He was young, had children, so I just retired. Didn't want to, was mad, but I had to. And but I've enjoyed it. And my husband, Daniel's grandfather, he was killed in an accident, and I have been a widow for 38 years. He was 54 years old when he was killed. But I tell you, my friends, my family, my wonderful family, and the Lord has really, and my work has saved me and been really good to me.
You've lived a good time, the good life.
Yeah, I've had the good life.
So now you're in Montgomery.
Moved to Montgomery. I broke my leg, and my daughters thought that I needed to be close to the doctors, and so I rented an apartment here in Montgomery, and I've lived here and enjoyed it, but I sure do miss Lowndes County. I could go about once a week.
Go down there and used to eat at the My Way Cafe.
That's right.
A little cafe.
Meet my friends every Friday and have lunch.
And y'all wouldn't talk about anybody, would you?
Oh, we knew everything that was going on everywhere.
I bet. So you're here in Montgomery, and how old are you now?
I am 90 years old.
90 years old.
And thank the Lord, I can still drive my car, and I have a good mind. I can't walk, but but I do good.
And you enjoy living in Montgomery here?
I enjoy living in Montgomery, and I enjoy watching your videos.
Oh boy.
And I love to read the comments that comes in. I read every one of them, and I've gotten to know a lot just by seeing names. And I appreciate everybody inquiring about me.
They do. All the comments go to you, I think, most of them.
And Daniel and his family, they are so good to me. In fact, his mother said that she knew if anything ever happened in the family that I would choose Dan instead of her. Because he is so good to me.
Well, I guess that just about wraps it up. We were going to do the 10 questions. Are you ready for the 10 questions?
Well, I hope I can answer them.
We'll go easy on her. They're not hard. They're just 10 random, fast, one-answer questions. And,
I don't know whether I can trust Daniel or not.
Yeah, she can't. But I can't believe you hadn't told me to take my hat off.
He knows that I always fuss about a hat coming into my house, especially at a meal.
I'll be in trouble after this interview about wearing the old hat inside. But all right, let's do the 10 questions. Okay, 10 questions. Let's see. I can find
Now, don't make them hard.
All right. Number 1, favorite president. Who's your favorite president?
Gosh. I guess Eisenhower.
Eisenhower.
He did a lot for the farmers as well as the military, the environment.
Number 2, favorite TV show. I know this one.
Oh, goodness.
I know one you used to watch a lot.
I watch all of the murder mysteries, the police shows, the lawyers.
Wasn't it Dallas?
Oh, I did used to watch Dallas back in the day.
So what was your favorite? Pick one.
I guess Days of Our Life.
Days of Our Lives. All right, number 3, favorite football team.
You know it's Auburn.
Mm-hmm. Number 4, favorite place you traveled.
Well, I guess to Europe, especially France and Italy.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 5, favorite time of the year.
Oh, I like the fall. And fall colors.
Number 6, favorite NASCAR driver.
Donnie Ellison.
Number 7, favorite meal time.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Number 8, Ford or Chevy.
A Chevrolet.
Number 9, how many great-grandchildren do you have, and how many grandchildren do you have?
Well, let's see. I've got 8 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren.
All right.
And most of them are boys.
Yeah, she's right about that. All right, number 10, last question. In your 90 years of living on Earth, what is the best advice that you would give someone?
Always try to be positive. Be happy. And trust in the Lord, because He will take care of you.
Yeah, He will. Well, that is it. The Granny interview has come to an end. Hope y'all enjoyed it. A lot of people have been on me about getting this done. It's been my fault for not getting it done, but we finally got it, so I hope y'all enjoyed it. And that's going to be it for this video. Granny, you want to take us out with see you on the next one?
Thank you for watching. Bye.
See you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
That's it.